Hi Stampers, it's Madeline from the wonderlandstamper.com. Today I'm going to show you again one of my favorite stamp sets that I finally broke down and got, Sheltering Tree. I'm going to show you how versatile this stamp set is today on Stampin' Sunday. Okay, so this is going to be the first card that we're going to make with our Sheltering Tree stamp set. This is a really easy and fun card. All the colors that I'm going to be focusing on today are all of the 2016 to 2018 in colors that are about to go away. So those include Dapper Denim, Emerald Envy, Sweet Sugar Plum, Peekaboo Peach, and Flirty Flamingo, but Flirty Flamingo is actually coming back, which is exciting, as one of our core colors in the color revamp. If you want to hear more about the color revamp, go to my video that has all of the sneak peeks of our brand new annual catalog that's coming out June 1st for all of you. If you've placed an order with me over the past year or been a Paper Pumpkin customer, you will get the free annual catalog sent to you from me, the Wonderland Stamper. If you would like a catalog and would like to be a customer of mine, please comment down below. I'll send you an email and I will get your mailing info to get you onto our list. All right, so let's get started with this card. What you're going to need is a piece of Dapper Denim that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, a piece of Emerald Envy that is 4 by 5 1/4, and then a piece of Very Vanilla that's 3 3/4 by 5. So we have that nice layering going on. You're also going to need the Emerald Envy ink, and soft suede is the brown that I'm using. Okay, so just two different colors, and we change it up a bit to get some different tones going with the Emerald Envy. So let's get right into it. This card I really like a lot. I think it's very cute, and I really love stamping, but the artistic kind of aspect sometimes isn't my favorite. So I kind of played around with making like a blowing look here, and I really love it. You will need your Stampin' Scrub or a baby wipe on hand just to wipe off your stamp quickly to get this different color look for the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our Very Vanilla sheet out, and you will need a pierce mat because these are all photopolymer stamp sets. I would use a pierce mat with a piece of scrap paper because you don't want to get any of the ink onto your pierce mat. So let's get going here. I'm going to do the tree first. Now the tree, we had some issues with the center getting pressed down on the paper, so you just want to make sure that you're giving equal pressure on the stamp. This was a good time for me to use the Stamparatus and show how awesome that tool is. I have a video posted just before this one, the Stamparatus, where I use this stamp set to show you how awesome that tool is, and that tool will be available with the new catalog starting June 1st. So you'll want to get your hands on that. I demonstrated it. These are actually my Stamp 10 Club cards that we did yesterday. We had an awesome time, and we were having that issue with the tree, the middle of the tree not getting inked. So I brought out my Stamparatus and showed the awesomeness that that has. All right, so now that we have our tree trunk stamped here, I'm going to take out this wave looking stamp. So everything I use today is all from Sheltering Tree stamp set. I'm going to stamp this in the soft suede, but I'm going to stamp off once because I don't want it the same tone as the bark. I want it a little bit lighter. So on my scrap sheet here, I'm going to stamp just like I'm stamping on my paper with full force on it, just so I get a nice clean print on here, which will then lead to a nice clean print over here. So I'm going to make this go down. So the hump is going down here, figuring out where I'm going to place it. Press down. So see how that has a nice different color than the tree, and that's what I'm going for. All right, so now we're going to do our sentiment just to get everything done with this soft suede. So we're doing Thinking of You. This is the sentiment from Sheltering Tree. I'm not using anything else. I'm going to put it here. Not all, you want to make sure that all of it fits in. I'm not going to get that little part of the U, but that's okay. So thinking of you. Okay, and now we're going to do our Emerald Envy stamping. So you do want to wipe off that wave for the Emerald Envy part. Now we're going to do our leaves first. So I have everything on my acrylic blocks. This is a bigger acrylic block. This is an E, and the tree trunk needs an E block too. So you can either have one block that you're changing things back and forth, or you can have two of them. Okay, so I have it nice and inked with my Emerald Envy. Just want to make sure. All right, so here is where the technique comes in. I am going to center this on here exactly where I want it to stamp. Okay, and I'm going to put full pressure down. I'm going to lift up, go a little bit over and press again. I'm going to lift up, move a little bit over and press again. Okay, so we're getting that change in tones moving up, and I really love that look. We're going to do one more thing with the Emerald Envy. We want to do this little wave here, okay? So we're going to ink it up nicely. I am going to stamp off. Not as heavy as I did this first one, okay? I just want a little bit lighter print. There we go. So that is it for the stamping, and I really love that look that it created. We're going to use a little sneak peek product from the new catalog that I am in love with. This is a 3-step punch, or not step, but 3 different things are on here. We're going to use the corner rounder. So this has a perfect indentation so that you know where to put it. You press down and it nicely rounds that corner, and I just love that. All right, so after we get these corners nice and rounded, all that's left is to put together our card. So get your adhesive out. And again, I'm making a card front like my previous videos, so this card front can go onto a card base that you cut 8.5 by 11 sheet in half, either at 5.5 or 4 1/4 on the other side. Fold it in half, and then you can put this on the front. I make all card fronts, and then when I need them, I put them on a card base. Okay, and I'm just centering this all on here. And there we go. There's our first card with the sheltering tree. I just love this card. So now we're going to move on to the second card that I equally love. This is a nice springy card. I love the sweet sugar plum because it looks like cherry blossoms. I'm really sad that color is going out because I don't think that we have anything that's really similar to that color. We have lots of gorgeous colors, but always sad when a color leaves us, but I'm really excited about the new colors for the revamp. So this is what you're going to need for this. Let me just get everything out and then I'll share with you what it is you're needing. So I have a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4 Peekaboo Peach. This is one of the colors that's going out. I like to save paper, so I use one of the large layering circle clouds. Cut it out from here because you're going to be covering this up. Then I have a piece of the DSP from the Pretty Palette suite that I cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that, again, I saved paper and cut out the largest stitch circle from, because we're going to be covering it up with the cloud, okay? This is 3 3/4 by 5. So just, again, that layering going down. Okay, so we are going to take out our piercing mat with the scrap piece of paper on it. We're going to get right to work on this. So your Whisper White, so we are going to use the leaves and create a really nice background like you see here. And I just love the possibilities that this stamp set has. So we are going to use Peekaboo Peach. Now, I did do 2 different versions of this, so I'm going to tell you about it. The first card that I made, I inked it up in Peekaboo Peach just like this, and I went right down on the white, and I didn't like how dark it was. So what I do is I actually stamp off twice, and then I'm stamping on the paper, okay, to get that nice and light color. And that seems a little bit too light. So again, there's always 2 sides of the paper for a reason. So I'm going to ink it up real nice. And it's up to you, whatever look you want. So I'm going to try just stamping off once and then stamping on here. And then you could even stamp again if you want to. It's up to you. So what I like about this is that it's not just leaves. You can use it for a background. And it is very subtle, so you could do one that's dark. You could like press lightly, but I really like the light look. So I'm inking up, stamping off, and then stamping onto it, just to get a little of that subtle background. So we're creating our own designer series paper here. And what I really enjoy about this kind of thing is that it's so versatile. This stamp set gives you so many different options. So it does look different, but I really like it. I like that different color look. And again, you're being artistic without really having to do a lot of work. Okay, so our background is done. So you want to wipe off the leaves really quick. The Stampin' Scrub is really the only thing I recommend for cleaning stamps, because the baby wipes leave a residue on them. But for right now, when you're quick stamping, I would have a baby wipe on hand just so you can quickly change colors. Okay, so we're going to get our sweet sugar plum out now, and we're going to use the leaves. But first, we have our circle here. We are going to do our tree branch, okay? So let's move this aside just for a second. We're going to do soft suede, and a lot of our tree isn't going to be showing, okay? So we're getting this tree trunk nice and darkened. We're only doing about half of it. You want some of the tree trunk showing, but not a lot of it, okay? So just like that. And then we're going to do our sweet sugar plum with the leaves. So let's get that back in here. We've wiped off our leaves here. We're going to get this nice and inked with the sweet sugar plum, and we're going to do the same technique that we did on the first card, okay? So we're going to line it up where we want it on here. Press down with full force, and then you're going to move it, press again, lift up, press again. Okay, so you have that subtle change in color, and I just love it. Okay, so now we're done with this part. We are going to do our sentiment. So we're going to bring this back in. We are still going to need our pierce mat with the scrap paper, and we're going to do Thankful for You. So that's one of our stamps here. We're going to get it in this sweet sugar plum. Make sure it gets fully inked. Center it down here. And there we go. So now it's just putting our beautiful card together. So first you want to put your designer series paper onto your Peekaboo Peach here. So get your adhesive out. Line it up. And just so you know, this beautiful designer series paper is retiring. So after the new catalog releases, you won't be able to get it. It is available while supplies last, so you do want to grab it if you're interested in it. It's beautiful. Okay, line this up on here. And then you're going to put your circle down. So this is going to cover up this hole that we've made. Make sure it's centered. And then we're putting this down. There we go. There is our finished card. So let's bring both of our cards out here to show what we made. Oh, I wanted to show you this actually. Let me get it out of the clear view. So this was the card that we made, but it was one that I made a mistake on. So when I did the sentiment, I got some ink on the edge of my acrylic block. So what I did was I just took a marker, extended the branch, and I used a cute little birdie from one of our new sets in the catalog just to make it look like it was meant to be there. So even if you make a little mistake like that, you can always change it up and make it into something that is still just as beautiful. I hope you liked this video. I hope you love Sheltering Tree as much as I do. It is available right now on my online shop. You can access it down below at thewonderlandstamper.com and then click on Shop Now. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button with the bell so you don't miss another video. And stay tuned because next Stampin' Sunday will be all about the new paper pumpkin with a chance to win your very own paper pumpkin kit for the following month. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. For now, keep stampin', Stampers. Bye.